Look, I know exactly who this message is for. If you're tired, if you're frustrated, and you're looking for a new trajectory for the life that you are destined to live, this message is for you. I was so excited sitting in Sunday school when I heard this message that I had to come home and share it with everybody. And if you are stuck in your old ways and the tradition of doing things, this may not be for you. But I know that this message is going to deliver someone. This message is going to cause for people to become the lender, not the borrower. This message is going to cause for someone to be the employer, not the employee. This message is going to call for someone to step out of their comfort zone and to keep someone from playing small. Because there are promises that we have on our life that we have not tapped into. But when we do, what Lil Flip said, game over. So for those of us who need a biblical context, it's Hebrews chapter 9, verse 23 through 28. It is therefore necessary that the patterns of things in the heavens should be purified with these, but the heavenly things themselves with better sacrifices than these. For Christ is not entered into the holy place made with hands, which are the figures of the true, but unto heaven itself, now to appear in the presence of God for us. Nor yet that he should offer himself often, as the high priest entered into the holy place every year with the blood of others. For then must he often have suffered since the foundation of the world. But now once in the heaven of the world hath he appeared to put away sin by the sacrifice of himself. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. So Christ was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin until salvation. Look, the key verse was, for Christ is not entered into the holy places made with hands. What is God's greatest creation on this earth that was not made with man's hands? That's our body. I've been saying this over and over and over again. When we do not have our body, our mind, our thoughts, our heart, and our behaviors align with God, that is when we experience the heartbreak, the sickness, everything that's not of God. Because these things are fragmented. They're not of God. They're just pieces of them. And we make them unconsciously and sometimes consciously our God. When we start to honor God in our body, our temple, by eating right, thinking right, talking right, it is up. And I know this to be a fact because anytime that I've ever been separated from God, that's when I worry. That's when I don't treat my vessel like I'm supposed to treat it. And depending on where you worship, they will tell you that you're only going to experience this on the by and by. No. Why put off what you can have today for tomorrow? And here's the thing. Generationally, there are patterns that our ancestors agreed to. And just because it's been passed down, we are consciously and unconsciously agreeing to them. But here is the point. If those patterns are not for your highest and greatest good. They are keeping you from being in alignment with God to experience your infinite blessings. People, it's just that simple. We keep thinking that it's hard. It's only hard when you forget. And I'm not saying this to say that there are going to be times where you're going to struggle and forget. But remember, every time something comes up in your 3D, your physical world, that is keeping you from your promise of abundance, your promise from infinite health, your promise from infinite love, your promise from God, that all. Speak back to that very thing and say, no weapon formed against me will prosper. By doing this, you're making an authoritative claim that this thing does not have any governance over you. It's not hard. We just keep forgetting. And every time we forget, we are on patterns that create the separation, that keep us in a loop, that keep us feeling down, that keep us feeling depressed, that keep us not feeling loved. It's just that simple. Like I said, I know that this message is going to deliver those that it needs to deliver. And if you happen to be one of those people, baby, drop a heart in the comment. Share this comment with whoever you love, because it is time up from us honoring any and all things outside of ourselves that is keeping us tethered to these man-made things that we are unconsciously and consciously serving as our God. My God. You know it's always infinite love. You know it's always infinite peace and blessings. I love you all immensely. Enjoy your Sunday.